Greetings. Got yourself right in front of you another trimmer. And I don't know about you, but I'm really amazed at how many trimmers exist. Like the little variations of like design. Today we have a 27cc full crank engine dual line bump head. This is a Craftsman. And it has a speed start. Yeah, it starts smart, kind of speedy. And let's see what we have here. We got ourselves a. Yep, I don't know what that does. That's good. It looks like a throttle of some sort. No, let me see. Go down to the throttle here. Pull that. No, that's the throttle. Okay. So I'm not sure what that does. It says flip right here. I noticed that, so I'll give you more light. That is very, 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 right here. It's very wet. So it's leaking. And you know that means not good. Okay, so it's leaking here. It's got the primer bulb still intact, so at least we're opposite. We're not. I hate when these things are like so brittle. You can't use them. So this carb's gonna probably have to come out. Got an on and off switch here. Looks like it just turns it off and it springs back to on. So that's the kill switch. Yeah. So spark plug. This has fuel in it. So I'm really disappointed. I gotta get rid of that. Alright, great. So that's what we have. I don't know the exact model of this. All I know it's Craftsman's the manufacturer. And I don't think Craftsman really make things. And then they just kind of stick things together. Alright, so let's have at it. Let's see what we can do with this beautiful trimmer. Okay. Did I miss anything? Yeah. Oh, and you see that? See how wet it is right here? Yeah. So it's leaking pretty badly, and I don't know what it's leaking. Most likely fuel. Okay. So let's see if this actually engine turns over. Yeah, we're onto something. That's good. Yeah, that turns over. Alright, oh, okay, that's got fuel. Okay, that's good. It's getting fuel from there. So we can just start on real quick and then turn it back off. Alright, so it's possible that, yeah, that was really effective. Come on, Cheney. Get it together. Alright, so it's possible that we have ourselves maybe a no spark situation. Let's check that and move from there. I'm going to try to like get that fuel out of there. So we have that all cleared. Yeah, that's going to work. Alright. So we have that fuel empty. Let's just see what we can do with checking the spark, and then try to see why we're not getting anything to like. So we have some T20s. So I take the shroud off because I want to get to the spark plug, and you know, eventually I'm gonna have to do it. I think this is a little weird. They made it a little hard to get this off by itself because it looks like this pull start also covers this, so let's see what we got. I mean, I could pull it off, but you know, I want to get this out of the way so I can have a little bit more freedom. Again, these are T20s. They look like that. Kind of coarse threaded. Yeah. Alright, that's one, that's two, that's three. Yeah, I think the pull start has to come off too. So. Okay, and these three. Yeah, they're not that small. Alright, cool. So it looks like that. Kind of finer thread. Let's see. Okay. And there are 4 of these. Holding this on. Wow, it's a leaky mess back here. What do you think is causing this much leak? So at this moment I couldn't tell you other than the only liquids that this thing takes is like fuel. So it's a fuel leak, that's all I can tell you. You know? Yeah, again, they just look like that. Kind of fine thread. Okay, so I think, all right, cool, perfect, yeah. So that is that. Pull start. Definitely kind of wet in there. I think I should have pulled that off. Yeah, that's good. So that sits like that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this rewind back up. Sorry, almost lost that there. I'm gonna put that back on. Did I get that right? What does that do? Oh, it just gets trapped in between. Okay, so these two things right here. Looks like these tabs just kind of like latch onto this, so that way when you pull on it, it doesn't turn. Okay. So, here we go. Trying to line this back up so I can get I'm trying to line this up so I can get to try to test. Come on. Oh, this is going to put a little bit of fight. Not really. That worked out well. How's everybody doing today? I missed you. if you're watching this video, I'm kind of like in between. Still working on that pressure washer with the. It's got this really nice Italian pump on it. Still in the process of like. Actually, I'm done diagnosing it. The client wants me to like. I gave him a price for all the parts, you know, just the parts itself. And they were like, yeah, no, forget it. Just buy a new pump. So I thought the video was fun. It's definitely a video of a diagnosis versus just like replacing a part. But I built it all out for them so they can see the diagnosis is pretty good. It's a good diagnosis on the video. So you'll like it if you want to try to figure out what's wrong with your pressure washer with the. It's the Anoto Vito, something like that. Anna Vito. Some of you will be able to know what I'm talking about. But it's a type of a pump from an Italian manufacturer. Okay, what do you think happened here? These fans on the engine block seems to have got a little bit of a damage, as if someone threw something at it. Not sure. Anyway, let me get a socket, pull that off. We'll test and see if we can get any spark. This spark plug is a 5/8. That's the condition of it. It's definitely got some carbon deposit on it. I'm sorry. And it's a little wet. So it's not too bad inside of there, but let's see what we got for spark. See all this burn off right here? I know you can't see it, but I'll show it to you. Anyway, what do you think? Think it has spark? Yep, it's got spark. You see it? I don't know if you saw that or not. Try right there. Alright, good. So we have spark. That's a good sign, right? So I just want to see if this thing wants to run just a little bit. And to do that, it's going to squeeze a little bit of fuel in the spark plug chamber. And if that wants to turn over and stay on, that'll be really nice. Oops. Take care of this possible incendiary situation. All right. So we have spark, got a little bit of fuel. I have a feeling this thing has compression issues. All right, here we go. Ready? not to ruin the shaft here. All right, looking real good. All right, that does not want to start. Okay, let's give it a try again. Let's see what happens. Definitely is burning, so it's a good sign. Alright, hopefully I won't smack my hand into the ceiling here. Alright, I'm thinking this thing has no compression. That's what I think. We have fuel, we have spark. Let's check the compression. I want you to blow by tests. I have this, compression tests. I'll probably do a blow by test too. I think blow by tests are more revealing for these small motors than a compression test. Alright, so I have the small short threads. In there. And we'll take our valve. Right. And for those of you wondering, this is a... That's what I'm using. OTC's Deluxe Compression Tester Kit. It's part number 5605. See that? Alright, so that's what I'm using. That's what this kit is. Alright, let's give that a shot. That's what we got. I believe you should do this with the throttle wide open too. So, okay, I'll just hold that there. Throttle open. Okay, so what do we have? Well, this compression test is much better than my car. That's pretty bad. We're at 120. Can you see that? It's a lot of PSIs, right? Okay, so why would this, with so much compression, not start? try this again. See what we got. Definitely at 120 still. So it has a lot of compression. At this point, we need to figure out why it's not staying on. Okay, so. You know what I'll do? I'm going to pull on it and see how well it holds the compression for a while. That's what I'll do. So let's do that again. Sorry about that. Let's pull the throttle all the way open. Okay, so we're back at 120 still. I'm going to let this sit and see if that leaks out. Well, it will eventually, but I mean, we don't live in a vacuum. But we'll see what that looks like. Okay, it's been 20 minutes later, and you can still see that. It is at the same PSI. So we have really no leaks in this motor. I think about it. I think about something else to do. You know what? Let's figure out why it's leaking so much, because I think that might be the source of the problem, or a problem. Okay, so I want you to see what I'm seeing. See how very wet it is in there? Yeah. Do you see that? I'm not really sure what's happening there. And the only way you can get to that is like taking the carburetor off. The fuel lines themselves, they look pretty dicey, like they're gonna break. Oh well. See right here, see how wet that is. Why don't we go ahead and try to figure out what exactly is happening there. I think we're gonna, right here, see, I'm not sure how this thing has such high compression and stuff everywhere. Anyway, I'm gonna pull this apart down to the motor and see what we find as we go through this. So let's start with taking off carburetor, fuel, pull start. Yeah. So I'm going to get this all off so we can get to see what's happening back here. I'm going to take the air filter off. So we push in. Okay, so that's that. And then let's put a screw back here. Okay, not bad. Whoa. It should be the same T20. Nope. Alright. Surprise. Flathead. Work. Maybe. Nope. Gotta get the right. We have two flatheads here. Gotta get those off. So it looks like these two hold the carburetor on, the body. So oh, look at all that tripping right here. Wow, that's interesting. So that kind of, it's telling me that this is definitely leaking somewhere here. Okay, you know what I want to do? just to help myself remember what's going on. I'll do the, I'll mark this. This is, okay, don't think that wants to write on that. Okay, great. Let's use this. This will write on anything. That's white, and that's white right there. So that's going to help me remember where those are. Okay. So pull that off. Can you still see? Yeah, good. Come on. Okay. That's it. One long, very long. And that's it. Okay, so that's it. We are going to get this out of here. Okay, that's number 2. All right. So this should slide off. Great. Okay, this throttle cable just hooked onto onto this. So it went into there like that. And I just pulled it like that. Okay. These are very easy to break, so be careful. As you must know, some of you know, you've seen me break it before. Alright, now what we have is a bit of, oh my gosh, this carburetor is definitely, everything here is leaking. Can you see it? It's all leaking right here. That's a good sign. Okay. I wonder if this this was clogged, maybe. No, it doesn't. I've seen worse. Okay. So it can breathe. That's another important part of making sure an engine runs properly, is this can breathe. So this carburetor looks like it's going to need some rebuilding. So let us pull the... Oops, wrong way. Let's pull these fuel lines off. Whenever I do this stuff, because the possibility of getting hit with in your eyes with chemicals is really high. I really recommend you put on your glasses, which are hard for me to find right now. Hold on. Come to Papa. Okay, here we go. So I just want to pull these off. I have a feeling I'm going to have to replace these because the they look a little worn, a little brittle. Okay. Okay. So I marked white on there and then white on here. So okay. So that's good. Keep that out of the way. And then I want to take, let's get this off of the body. Looks like it's Yeah. Okay, so what will that be? It looks like a T something. I don't know what it is. Yeah, that works. Okay. So this is a T20. And that's what that looks like. Looks like we have two set of washes over here. You see that? It's like one there and another one. So we have two washers on that. Ah. Gotcha. I was wondering why this didn't have another piece like the other one. So it's stuck to it. Yep. See that? So it slides onto there like this. So there's two washers. Washer, lock washer, and that. Locker, washer for that. Okay, then that should be free. Yes. Okay. We're gonna have to. So that all stays together. Okay, this has to come off the shroud from that side. Alright. Cool. I still have a couple screws to take out. These are all T20s also. Right here. You know what, there's a faster way to do this. This is too slow. Right, those screws look like this. See that? Maybe a little blurry. Alright, we have two more. There you go, that came out. And I have one more right here, but that looks like that doesn't want to come out. Okay, so this is not long enough, so I have to get something else. It's a little different, it's a little longer. That'll do the job. Stay still. Let me guess, you can't see anything right now. I figured as much. Okay. Well, that didn't turn out too bad. Show you again. That's what they look like. A little medium size. I have two screws right here. We need to come off, and one's already loose. So spin that out. Those are really little. Okay. And right in here. All right. So on the other side of these are nuts, it looks like. This one just fell off. At least on one of them, anyway. Just pull that out. Oh, this bottom one's a long one. Okay, gotcha. This bottom one has... Seems like it has a nut that comes through. Yeah, that's what's happening. So the bottom one has a nut on it. So it's gonna screw those two together like that. And it's got a vinyl lock on it. So vinyl lock nut. Alright, so I think that I should have to pull this off. Okay, yep, there you go. So that's off. Almost there, okay. Almost there. Put that back on, because I need to back you out a little bit so I get a better shot. So let's see what's happening here. I gotta get, we know this comes off. And oh, there you go. So, look at that. Right there. There are two more screws. So let's get those off, shall we? And I have it somewhere here. Ah, the horror. So it looks like these two are the last two T20s that are holding this on. So we can pull the shroud off. looks like I got to get this fuel tank off right here. So I just have to pull that like that. There you go. It's the fuel tank. And then that comes off just like that. Okay, perfect. And then we have, okay, good. So that's free. You can see all the stuff that's in there. So it's very, very dirty, and I'm not sure why. But we're going to find out together. Okay, so this all stays together. It's part of the throttle body. And the kill switch is right here. So, so you can see that. Can you? I don't know what you can see. Alright, so we have, this is our ignition coil or magneto. It's going to unplug that, and then should be able to get this off. Just also slide that off. Okay, so now that's free. Okay, now we have the motor all by itself isolated. We need to look and see. Okay, so let's look at together here. See how wet that is? It's just super wet, and just not sure what the condition of this is, this motor. We have this clean magneto here. I mean flywheel. Flywheel looks good. Alright, so I really don't know why this didn't start. I wonder if this has a timing. It's like a timing issue. I don't know. We're going to look into it, see if the timing's off or what else is going on. I don't even know if this has a timing. I've never done it before, so. Okay, we have a flywheel here. I don't know why that line's there. What do you think? That air gap is interesting. There is no gap. Does that matter? Probably not. I bet you it's 0.1/10. Okay. So I'm not really sure what the air gap is supposed to be on that. I gotta get some specs on this motor. We know it generates sparks, so that's good. Also know it's a leaky mess. The carburetor is a giveaway, but I don't understand why it would be so leaky on the exhaust side. Yeah, let's get that exhaust off and see what we get, shall we? I have a feeling it's not the right size. Yeah, it's too big, too small. So this is 5/16. Whoa, alright. That's pretty... That's just... I mean, this muffler is... You know, you can see. It's clogged. I mean, not clogged, but super oily. Okay? Alright, let's pull those out. Or not. Okay. So that's that. Right here, this gasket. Oh no. It's one of those gaskets you can't really pull off easily anyway. I'm thinking I need to look and see if I can find some gaskets for this thing before I continue. So, I know this needs a little oven. I'm going to look for that gasket before I go any further. Take this rewind off. Yeah, let's take that off. What I'm thinking, okay, let's talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm looking for all the places where it leaks. So I think we have a leakage from the carburetor for sure, and then I want to kind of like dip this motor inside my ultrasonic cleaner and get it all cleaned up. Yes, I'd like to do that. Redo this gaskets, the gaskets here. I'll have to pull this off. All right, yeah. So anyway, like I said, when I look at this, I can see that it's got leaky gaskets all around here. I don't really know why that relates to the fuel. How that relates to the fuel not starting. It should have started with simply off of that pull. Either way, we'll just see what happens as we go a little further, a little deeper. I want to test this again and see if I don't know. Just want to see if it'll start again. Yeah. So I reattached the kill switch to the magneto, and because for the truth is, it should just be able to start right up without. I don't know if it's because it's missing the air filter. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I just want to try. So. So we have that there. Put this back on. You know what? I want to check and see if this has spark before I do that. Could just waste some of my time, you know. Oops. Yep, there's definitely spark. To be honest with you, I think that thing's leaking. Yeah. I think all the gaskets are all blown out on this thing. Alright, I don't know how to hold this. I'm killing myself. Alright, let's give it a try. Oops. I don't know. It definitely wants to. It wants to run. Feels like it too. Yep. Okay. Cool. You saw it. You heard it, right? One more time. Okay, so it wants to run. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, we're good. All right, so we know that that wants to run. I need to do something before I proceed. I need to see if I can find that gasket there. That gasket there. I have to see if this is actually stopping the motor from turning. All right, well, we're good. We're on to something. We know that the motor wants to run, which is a good sign. And yeah. Maybe the air filter, we need to replace that also. And it could have been choking itself out. Okay, so we have all good signs that this thing wants to run. All right. Yeah, that's it. Okay, great. So we'll try to redo all the gaskets on this. Check and see that this is not impeding the this shaft can turn. I don't know if it's stopping this at all and preventing the motor from running. And then we'll just rebuild this from scratch. We have an exhaust gasket, we have a manifold gasket, and yeah, it looks like that's all I see. 2 gaskets. We're going to tear into the carburetor next, so let's see what the condition of that is going to be. And what kind of carburetor is this, too? That's a useful thing to try to figure out. Let's see what that is. It has any numbers on there. Yeah, it's a Zama. The old China carb. Okay, so there's some numbers on here. Let's look at it together. Alright, at this point of the game, we know that we have a leak here in the carb. And so this needs to be rebuilt. It's a Zama carburetor, and primer bulb looks good, obviously. It's full of fuel. And we just need to figure out what exactly we're working with. So we have to find some numbers on here. And it's a little dirty, so I'm just going to spray it and clean it a little bit. Just so I can see what's happening here. Put your glasses on again. Don't forget your glasses and your gloves. Oh, that was really effective. Okay. So that didn't clean anything. That's nice. All right. What do we have here? All right, here's some numbers. All right. I like numbers. Numbers are good. Okay. So it looks like P27 USA. That's what I see right there. Sorry, get that back. Oops. Okay. Right here. I can best set that up so you can see it. That says stay still. Bueller. Can that work? Yeah. So it says P27 USA right there. And it is a Zama. It's a Chinese carburetor. Cool. Nice. Okay. So what do we got to do? Well, it looks like we have ourselves... I'm sorry. Don't hit the lens. We have to get ourselves a kit. So I'm going to go look for a kit for this and see if I can find it, how practical it is. Oh wait, we have more numbers too. Shoot, don't forget that. See, look at this. Do you see that? Shine a little light on me. Sometimes I break out in gospel. And I'm not sure why. Okay. Over here, on this side. So there you go. So that is a C1U, I think. Yeah, that's what it says to me. C1U. So we have C1U. So that's a lot of numbers. Let's see if that pulls up anything. We'll proceed from there. Look at that beautiful setup. Yep, that's right. I want to try. See if we can get this to start a little longer. I'm just kind of experimenting. You know, that's all. Let's see what happens, right? So, yeah, so let's check and see if we get some spark. Yep. No, that's a spark, right? We're good. I want to see if we can get this to run just a little longer. Oh, I hate that. Spill things everywhere. Alright, so I'm not sure how long it'll run. I just want to see if I can get it running a little longer, you know, before I rip this motor apart some more. Entertain me, people, entertain me. Just entertain me. Being curious. Alright, ready? I think I may have placed too much fuel in there. Oh, that's a good sign. There you go. Alright, that's why you need a kill switch. Okay, good. So you can see it works really well. Alright. Really glad you got to see that really super safe setup. Probably won't make that mistake again. Probably would have broke my finger off trying to grab that thing and stop it from moving. So anyway, I'm thinking something I've never done before. I'm going to try to tear this down to just as much metal as possible and just dip the entire thing in the ultrasonic cleaner. What do you think? Ready to join me on this journey? Alright, here we go. We have, let's take this speed start off. It's like this thing has a really cool feature. What you can do is, if you get the right bit, you can slide it in there with your drill. And just turn your drill, and actually you can use that to start your. You need a drill with at least 1,000 RPMs or more, 14 volts or greater to get this thing started. So it's a cool little feature to have, save you from pulling on it a lot. All right, but for now, I'm just going to pull this apart. So these are T20s. So look like these. They're like medium in length. There's 4 of them. So kind of medium in length for them if you didn't hear me. So that's my pull start. And then these plastic tabs here, I wonder if I can get those off. Well, that should be easy, just unscrew that. And I think that should give me access to yanking that off. It's actually the whole flywheel, I think, that's holding it, yeah. See? So if I unscrew that, I'll be able to I don't really know if that's going to even unscrew. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, let's pull this off. This has a, inside of it, some kind of, something's in there. That's not going to work. I don't even know how far we can go before we like have to stop because I don't have the right tool. It looks like this, but much smaller. As in clearance-wise, I can't get in there. It does not work. Alright. Alright, I'm open to suggestions, anyone. Can I get that off? How easy is it to get off? Alright, think about it for a second. So it's a couple days later and I have had to get some stuff to try to figure this out. So I ordered some gaskets, right? And this, can you see that? Yeah, I think you can now. Okay, so this gasket is for it's this right here. Right, it's the head gasket. So we have a head gasket here. That's that number. This air filter looks nothing like that. So I'm gonna have to wash this and put it back. That's the best I can do. Okay? So that part is a fail. Even though it's listed for it, or I don't know how to use it. If you have an idea how to use that on this filter, let me know because it doesn't look the same. Okay, this gasket is on this side here. And this is the carburetor gasket. The original one that was on there was this. It didn't look bad, but I just wanted to, get a new one. Okay, so we have all those parts back. I had to get this tool right here if I wanted to take it's an adjustable spanner wrench to take the flywheel off. I wanted to see if I can get a little further inside the motor itself and take things off. Okay, so that's what that is. You can see the number. All right, Now, I also needed to get something that fits inside of this to help me get into there. Right? So I already had these Torx bits, so I had to order this set here to try to get into that. They're long and they're round on the outside, so that's what makes them different from the my other set, which would have worked if it was round. Right? So something's gonna fit in there and turn that, so I can get this, so I can get that off. I'm sorry, not that side. I meant this side. Oops. So that one's too. Oh, that one does fit. There you go. Okay, so this is a T20. Okay, so it's a T20 in there. Let me use that to turn that off. All right, great. So again, this is a T20. No, hard to see. Lighting makes it so strange. Alright, it's a T20, okay? I don't know how else to... Okay, so... Okay, I was trying to help the hearing impaired, but... Okay, whatever. This is a 1/4 inch. I'll put it in the description also, okay? For my hearing impaired fans. Oh, let's see. Right tool for the right job. Oops. Okay. So there's a gasket. I mean, it's sat right here. So you know, a metal washer. So we'll put that here. Does that come out? Does it want to come out? No, it doesn't want to come out, but that's okay, because I think it comes out there here. Anyway, so that's good. That's off, right? All right, now we want to get this off. Now, I'm not sure if this is just pressed on or not. It might be just pressed on. What do you think? Alright, so I'm not sure what this is. It says off that way. That's a good sign. You see that right there? It says off. Okay. So does it spin off? That's what happens. Let me just hold. Okay. So I think I gotta put some rope inside of the this chamber to keep this flywheel from spinning. I'll be right back. I'll take the spark plug out. This is a 5/8. We're going to try to, hopefully this piece of rope will work. I can stuff it in here. Yeah, no, it's sort of kind of too thick. No, it got in. All right. And what I want to do is just create some space for me to... Hold on. Get this as open as possible. There you go, so it's all the way down. And slide that in. And what this will do is just impede the ease at which obviously the piston can go up and down. And that allows me to turn this, and that happens. See how that's not going anymore? Alright, now that's trapped. There's an off position, which is that way. Now, this is a great example of, I think a strap wrench would be great to have. This should just unscrew. So this is a clutch, by the way. I just figured that out. I've never really worked with a clutch before or even seen it operate, but I'd like to dive a little deeper into it at some point. Anyway, okay, so that's a clutch. We're gonna get that off. And strap wrench. Try that. Let's try that. I'll be right back. So I really wish I had a strap wrench. Yeah. I'm gonna do this without the cloth because see, it gives a good grip right here. So I can do. Well, that actually that worked. Yeah, that worked. Here's the thing, I don't know what to give credit to. Was it the air hammer that loosened it up? Yeah. Alright, good. So, life. This world of unknown unknowns. Anyway, so it's never really about the unknown itself, it's how you emotionally handle the unknowns, you know? Okay, so that is my clutch. Okay. We'll put that here. We have a washer. And then we show the spacer. This keeps it from rubbing up against the flywheel. Spacer. Okay, so I want to get this flywheel off. So I think I have a better idea, a more civilized idea. This puller, right, should work. That's the part number for it. It's OEM 25914. OEM 25914. So, just so happens that I have this, right? And it should fit. I should be able to go like that. I should be able to pull that off, I think. That's a 11/16 socket. It's going to go on top of this. Think it'll work? Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's working alright. I swear, man. The right tool for the right job. that's off. Okay, look, we have a washer here. Alright, it's on the rusty side. And then voila. Okay, we're getting a little bit closer to what I want. I want to pull this apart as much as possible and clean as much of it as we can. So all this oil and stuff I want to get off. Okay. All right, let's go back here. Let's see what we can do with that. Now, I'd like to remove this. Now, I think this nut here is what I need to pull off. What size that's going to be? 5/8 maybe? No, it's too big. Alright, I'll bring it. Okay, so it looks like 9/16 fits perfectly on this. Let's give that a shot so we can pull that off. Remember, all this is attached to the piston that goes up and down, but the piston has been, I've trapped it from moving with that rope that you see sticking out of here. So just make sure you put some rope in there to make your lives a lot easier. Okay. Alright. It looks like this is threaded into there, and that became dislodged when I unscrewed this part. So like this. And that makes sense. This, by the way, is for you to put your drill into it and to turn it over and to start it without having to pull on it. So one of those nice little features that was built into this design. Alright. Now I see... I wonder if that would be considered a pilot bearing. I'm not sure. Yeah, it probably would if you came in from that side. Anyway, we don't need to go into here. I'm fine with where we are right now. I do want to take this off. I'm going to use just regular gasket material onto this here. This gasket is... oh, okay, well... it's metal. Okay, so it's a metal gasket. So that goes like that. It's leaking a lot, so I'm going to try to clean that off and give it a second life. Cool. Let's get this magneto off. This is a T20. Is that correct? Yeah, it's a T20. Right around there. Cast a shadow, but not too big. I don't know. It's hard to get that thing. I'm so sorry, people. Okay, so T20. I wonder if any day soon I'll probably end up with a sandblaster. I can tell you multiple times I've seen where I can use that thing. But you know, I'm a city boy doing urban boy things. Probably a city boy trapped in an urban boy's world. Either way, I consider myself really interested in all the worlds, so it makes it difficult because I have to find a way to appease my interests. And that's always difficult, you know? It's because you can't be everywhere and anywhere at the same time. Anyway, it feels like a conversation about commitment, right? Alright, so what do we have here? We have a kill... some things on top here, like the kill switch. Yeah, I think that's right. So that kill switch... See that? Attached to that. So let's pull that off. No. You know, we're going to leave this all together like that. Nah, because I probably will end up losing the bolts. So anyway, that's that with a washer. Yeah, we have two of them. And leave those attached. Okay, magneto's free. I never ended up needing this thing. I'm sure I'll probably use it at some other point in my life, but not today. We have a Woldroff key right here. This just helps index the shafts together, so that way they aligned and they stay attached without spinning. Sometimes these things break and it causes it to spin, but you will know when that happens. Things just don't seem the same anymore. All right, I'm happy with this much teardown. I could unscrew that and pull it off and keep going, but I'm not going to. This is good. I do want to get this top half of the motor exposed. So let's pull that out. Okay. And in here, a little hard to see, but there are some screws in here, and they look like Torx, but much larger. Yeah, that's about right. That's a T27. So yeah, those are T27s in there. Oops. No, that's right. Don't go too much on one side. Just do a little, go a little one, a little on the other, because these things, they can get warped. What I'm thinking of doing is with the metal gasket, because I think that's a good source of leakage. I'm going to place around the metal gasket a liquid, just a high temperature, high oil resistant gasket making stuff. I think that'll be a really big change. Okay, so we're all out, and okay. That's those two. A little on the thicker side. Those are the T27s. And then just trying to get my piston out of there. Come on. There you go. Alright, so the piston ring was holding it, which is good. Piston ring's free. You can see that they are moving, so that's a good sign. You know, the piston on top has a lot of like burning something happen up top there. Gasket. What's going on with this? Make sure it's the same gasket as the one I have purchased for. Yeah, they are the same. Okay, so we are good in that department. Okay, so everything about this tells me to pull those bolts off, lift it off, and get that piston out of there. What do you think? We can dip this in a cleaner also, you know. Yeah, let's get this gasket out of the way. Why stop now, right? Since we've gone so far. Well, for good reasons. Stay ahead of yourself. Don't ruin stuff. Inside of here, it's a little hard to see because of the shadows, but doesn't look bad. It's smooth. It's very smooth. Yeah, it's finger touch tolerance smooth. Okay. So we're going to bathe this in the ultrasonic cleaner. I say we continue. I think we should pull these 4 bolts off, slide this off, see if we can get this out of the way. Actually, I don't even know if I really want to do that because there's a gasket here. Is that a gasket? Hold on. I don't know if it's gasket or just some sort of gasket material. What do you think? You know what? I don't care. I'm learning, so I have nothing to lose. Let's do it. Let's pull that off. So this is these are 5/16, and so that is 5/16. Again, I don't know if you saw that. Cool. All right, so 5/16. And we're gonna try to pull that off. Probably would be wise to tap that out right now, but oh well. Let's see what the neophyte does and how they recover. It's still a subjective thing there, isn't it? When you call someone a neophyte. You know, so I thought about something the other day. It really got me. I read this woman wrote, sapiosexual is stupid. It's a stupid term. Who wants a stupid guy or a stupid mate anyway? In her argument, I'm assuming she was talking about a cisgendered male, right? So anyway, I thought about it because I love the word sapiosexual. I think the first time I encountered it, I was like, yeah, that's right. I like smart women, you know, and It's pretty arousing. Sexually. And there are these moments, right, when you start to realize, like, wait, hold on. If you want to have a significant other that's pretty smart, it comes with a whole lot of, like, frustration at the same time. You know, very few people will ever outly say, oh, yeah, I really want someone stupid, you know? And when you do want somebody kind of stupid, right, you probably want them because you want to control them. You don't want to be in a relationship with them. That's a healthy relationship. Because a healthy relationship has a very fun little back and forth. In other words, all the crazy stuff that you want to do just doesn't fly, you know, with somebody that's smart. They're like, they're just not having it, you know. So they're going to call you out on their stuff, and they're going to also be able to see their own blind spots and be open and interested in, so that's 4 of those, in their own bullshit, you know. So then I started to realize, like, okay, you say sapiosexual, what you really probably mean is, I want somebody that's healthy for me. It's going to call me out, help me improve myself, and grow, you know? Well, that's a nice thing, but it's not easy when you get it. And some people don't know what to do when they get it. Because for them, they just want to, like, have a relationship where the other person just agrees with them, you know? Well, that's not going to happen when you're with somebody that is, like, smart. They just don't behave that way, you know. So that being said, I looked at other relationships and I thought about it. I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. You want to be involved with somebody that you can beat up on. That's what a lot of people want, you know. Either someone that's going to be in a ditto chamber with them, or somebody they can beat up on. Well, that's what it made sense to me. I was like, sapiosexual doesn't make sense. You just want a healthy relationship. So you don't need to create a word called sapiosexual. And healthy relationships don't look like ditto chambers. They don't look like you are in total agreement with everything, you know. They also are difficult to be in because you got to be really, really accountable for all the weird stuff you're going to do. All right? So that's my ideas about sapiosexual stuff. I think we should get a puller on here and pull it off. I thought I'd share that with you because it was pretty profound. So the puller won't work because, silly me, I don't know what the heck I was thinking. It needs to be a good circle, even circle. This is not an even circle. So I don't know. What do you think? Maybe we can tap it off, like. Oh, I hate myself sometimes. Looky here. That's funny. Okay, so I'm gonna leave good as good enough as it is, right? So we had something like this that sat in here like that. Yeah? Okay, good. So I can feel the confusion happening. So I've never done this before. I want to get this. Let's see what's happening here. I just want to get this off so I can clean it. So that's what we're dealing with. That's what it looks like. Okay, so it's keyed to help you put it back together properly. That's nice of them. Yeah, that definitely looks like a gasket. Yeah, that's definitely a gasket that's on there. Okay, well, I don't need to pull the gasket off. Like I said, my goal, what I wanted to do is just see if I can get this piston free so I can clean it in the ultrasonic cleaner. But wonder if that can just slide right out. And that will stop it from sliding. I can just tap it out. Probably want to get that Woodruff key out of the way. Okay, alright. Maybe. I don't know, what do you think? Tap on the shaft? I'm just curious. What do you think? Tap on the shaft, right? And then that'll slide right out. And then something is back here, you know? No, nothing's back there. I think this should... Why can't I just pull that off? Like that. Okay, that totally moves back and forth like that. Okay, so then I can just put a screwdriver in there and wedge it off. You know what I mean? Like, look, it just floats on there. So why can't I just try to wedge it right off? What do you think? Think it'll work? I don't want to be that guy that bends stuff, you know. Don't be that guy. How about you push right here? Yeah, there we go. Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, totally. I need to get that. Darn it. Okay. Push it back in. No! Yes! No! Okay, it's still intact. It's not broken. Yes. Correct, it's not broken. Okay, so as I pushed it there, silly me, right, that came undone. I think I might have broken it. Oh, God, I hate myself. I did say take it off, didn't I? All right, people, no problems. It's life. It's what happens. They're designed to break anyway, so. It might not be broken. Like I said, it looked clean, so. It didn't look like it was broken. Where did it go? Yeah. This is not the look of something that's broken off. Okay, so I should be able to just put that back in here, and all will be well. What do you think's stopping that from coming all the way out? Oops. Don't want to ruin the gasket. I did say that, didn't I? Yeah, I mean, just There you go. So we have this slides into there like that. Got it? All right. And what do we have here? Okay, put this to the side. I really want to get this off, but you know what? If I can't, no problem. This is all metal. So, you know what? This whole thing goes in an ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, that's metal. Alright, cool. You know what? I'm happy. No need to tap this out at all. I'm just going to dip that whole thing in there. Call it a quits. Alright, you agree? Everybody agree? We're on the same page? I hope so. You know what I probably could have done? Maybe just tap that off. Whatever. Instead of taking it all apart. But either way, it's all apart. It's good, you know, you get to see what's going on, how things work. Bearings are very important. Okay, that's a really nice, easy flowing bearing. No grinding sounds. Yep. So we're good. All right, so we'll clean all this stuff, put it back together. Just to let you know, I'm going to build a electrolysis machine to help me get rid of all this rust stuff. So I'm going to use that on this. I haven't built it yet, but I'm going to build it. And I'm going to use it on this stuff so I can just try to minimize my use of toxic chemicals. Emphasis on minimize. All right, thanks everyone. Moving on. So here's my setup. Obviously don't touch anything because it's all plugged in and on. We have the positive. You can pick any of those sacrificial nodes to attach to. The negative is attached to the actual piece itself that I want to remove the rust from. I have my, you can see that is on 6 volts, 10 amps. And it's in the hold position, so it's just been feeding electricity to the piece for some time. And then let's go over here. We're gonna I'm gonna give you a little close-up so you can see the bubbles. A lot of bubbles coming off of this. Right. You see that? And that's the byproduct of this process that's really toxic, and it's also very flammable. So again, it's really wise to do this outside, not inside. Alright, well, we're going to take it apart, pull it out and see what it looks like now, right? Okay, so I'm going to time-lapse this a little bit so you can see me take it apart, unplug it and all that good stuff, and see what we're working with, alright? Alright, so that's what we got. That's pretty cool. Yeah, what do you think? I think we did a good job. That's amazing. Alright, cool. Let us just go ahead and get a rag, wipe this off, because we don't want these things to rust. just want to go ahead and put a little force steer through this. Make sure get as much of the water out of the actual muffler itself. We have to work fast because flash corrosion is beginning to happen. I want to get as much of the surface as clean as possible, so I got some acetone and mineral spirits. This one's almost done. Either or would work. So let us use this so I can try to finish it off since it's almost completely finished. Don't forget to wear your safety glasses, goggles, whatever you need to do, because you don't want these things to splash in your eye. Okay. Make sure you have all the grease on your hands. We're going to here, touch it, and then on this, and then straight. Get over in, yeah, that's all. I was thinking about how fun it would be to try to coat this with the zinc. You know, using a similar process where you dip this in vinegar, submerge this in vinegar, have a zinc anode, and then connect the positive to the zinc anode and the negative to this piece, and just coat it. You know, that would be so awesome. I'll get around to it. We'll do another video at some other point. There's enough trimmers here that need to be rebuilt from scratch, just because I want to learn with you, share my process and my knowledge. Alright, so that's that. I think that's pretty clean. We did it all with this. The acetone's done. I gotta get a new container. Alright, so now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and prime it and then spray it. Alright, cool. So I'm kind of torn. I want to know what's the best path. I want to know. I don't know how I would know unless I really dived into the world of the internet to figure out, or someone told me. Maybe you can tell me. All right, so this has a gasket, right? And this gasket is kind of crucial because it helps keep the vacuum. Now, what I can tell you is it's kind of old, and I want to try something a little different. I'm going to take this high temperature gasket making sealant and put it there instead of, and remove that. I don't know. I just want to try and see if it'll seal. This takes 24 hours, so I won't be able to test the engine right away. But the reason why I want to do that is because I want to clean this off. I want to clean all this stuff off, you know, and I can't do that with without damaging that. I just don't think so. Either way, actually I can if I really try, but I don't want to try that hard because I think this should work well. So bear with me. Let me. I'm going to clean this off, and I'll bring you back. Oh boy, I've definitely given up. This carbon sheath of hate has definitely pissed me off. I can't take it anymore. So, what I'm going to do, you know what they say, right? Bronze is softer than aluminum. I'm going to go ahead and clean this off with some bronze. Think it's a bad idea? Alright, it's too late. Why stop here? Let's just go ahead and finish that off. See that little black stuff there? Yeah, as you can see. I'm gonna get rid of that. That's from the gasket. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so got a little like light seepage back here on this side. Not so much on this side. Very little to none actually. Alright, great. So moving on. Alright, what do we have here? So this is what it looks like. I know some of you probably wondering, why did I not dip this and this in the ultrasonic cleaner, right? Well, because, for one thing, I was concerned about the gasket, but even after that I could have done it. But see these bushings here? I didn't want to... I think they have rubber on the outside seal, I think. I'm unsure, but I didn't want to... I wasn't sure because I've never... I just didn't know. So because of that, I didn't want to risk it, you know, damaging the rubber seals. Because of in the ultrasonic cleaner, it is actually carburetor cleaner, parts cleaner, and that's not good for rubber or plastic. So I'm just gonna lubricate this stuff a little bit. We have some silicone lubricant. I probably don't need to do this, but I'm being paranoid. And I was trying to figure out what kind of grease I should use on this, but again, not really sure. I think some semi-liquid, semi-soft, I don't know, semi-soft high temperature grease. I didn't know which grease that would end up being, so I'm going to default to my marine grease. And somewhere in the future, I will get some semi-soft grease, high temperature grease, to try to resolve this space of uncertainty that I'm kind of in right now. Do these need to be greased? I really have no idea. Some of you can tell me, you know. But for now, let's just say I'm going to go ahead and grease it. If it moves, it should be greased. That's how I feel. What do you think? If it moves, we should grease it? Yeah, it's always a good idea, right? Okay, so that's in there nicely. Definitely looking forward to like hearing your opinions about what kind of grease I should use on these things. So there you go. That's that. But yes, let's put this back together. To do that, this shaft here goes. Yeah, that's right. This long part. So let's stick out of that. Yeah, no, maybe so. Like that. And then through here. Yeah, like this. I think that's it, yeah. That makes sense because that's going to spin in there. Okay. Now that's in there. That's as far as that can go. Can't go any further. It just spins in here. Something like that. Yes. Okay. So I think that's good. Let me go ahead and prep this stuff and I'll bring it. What do you think? This side or that side? Doesn't matter. Pick a side. So we're going to put this on there, and to do that, we really need to make sure the made-in surfaces are free of grease, as clean as possible. Spraying this a little bit with remnants of brake part clean. Remnants, that is, yeah. Just remnants. So, so we're going to go like that. See how that's not I see it something like that. Yeah, cool. So, here. So, we go. On this side, we guess it. And, here we go. So, let's go around. And that's it. I didn't just cut it up. So, yeah. Okay, so once you press this down, it's not going back, you don't want to ruin the seal, so get it right. Okay, good. See that? Okay, so it's all the way around except for this side over here. I wonder why is that? I look through the middle, looks good. You can see it's squeezed flush. It's all the way around the sides. Okay. I'm happy with it. Okay. Alright, let's get that clean up a little bit and we'll continue. So what I've done to keep this clean so I can use it again in the future is you know, squeeze it down till it's just gasket material, there's no air, cap it, and this is the hard part. See, that gets a little dirty, it gets all chunked up, right? What I want to do is blow some air through it. That looks good, and that's how you keep that clean. We have 4 of the 5/16 bolts here. Sorry, this is 5/16. Yeah, 4 5/16. Oh, I hate this thing. Okay. Right there, maybe. Okay, we have 4 5/16, and that's what holds us together. How does that feel? And it's happening. They're having a hard time catching a thread because the gasket maker's kind of blocking the holes. So it's good to make sure they're back these off a little bit here. Feel it. When I have a strip on me, I don't want to strip it, so I've got to be so careful here. That's good. This one, not so much. That's good. When you do these, you want to tighten them in the typical pattern that you want to just habituate yourself to doing all the time. This is how you do like a head gasket. You know, you just want to go across. You know, sooner or later you'll probably end up doing your head gasket on something, but it's just good to keep this pattern. You go across, and you don't ever tighten it all the way down at first. Even when you do your tires, it's the same thing. Just crisscross pattern. So we'll do it in thirds. So here, here, have the torque specs for these, but just make sure they're tight. Nothing too crazy. Alright, good. So I had to redo the this because it just wasn't squeezed around tightly like I wanted it to, so okay. Yeah, the gasket, I mean, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. The gasket around the side, I had to redo it. Alright, we have a magneto now. The magneto has these two T25 bolts. They have washers on them. So, like that. And then this one has the kill switch attached to it. So, so that slides into that like that. Okay, so at the very top, kill switch like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out where that screws into.